Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 27th of February 2020 to talk about everything that went down this week on AEW Dynamite. Now, I know I said that I was going to do this review last night. I said that we would do it late. I was at a meeting for a very cool video project that I can't talk about just quite yet. And, well, the meeting went way longer than anybody expected. Thought I was going to be like maybe 2 hours long. Ended up being 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 hours long, maybe, at least. So, it's all good though. Got some cool things possibly coming to the channel soon. And now we're here tonight to talk about AEW Dynamite, as we got a number of you in the live chat so far. We do have George Don Cox, Henry Cavallo, Milton Chavez, Jason Hong, and many more of you. Let me see something here. Just double check one thing. Remember, if you guys do want to text into the show, give me your thoughts. You could do so at 510-906-1341. You can also get your questions in the live chat read by sending in a super chat donation. Now, I do want to preface, we're talking about AEW, so if you guys send me text messages about Super Showdown and SmackDown tomorrow, or I may overlook them, I may skip them and do them at the very end. Any AEW-related questions will go first from the text message bin, and then I'll go back to anything else, since this is an AEW Dynamite review. And then at the end also, I will be doing my predictions for this Saturday's AEW Revolution. So enough talk. Let me switch this over here. Let's talk about Dynamite. So Dynamite kicked off with Kenny Omega taking on Pac in a 30-minute Iron Man match. This match was phenomenal. Pac was out there. Omega was out there. Omega had the Young Bucks in his corner. His tag team partner was not there, Hangman Adam Page. And I got old, I don't want to say old, 2018, 2017, New Japan main event vibes from this match. Not only because Omega and Pac were just great, and this seemed like a match that could main event any pay-per-view, but also with the Young Bucks being out there with Omega, gave me circa 2017, 2018 New Japan main event vibes. Correct me in the live chat or the comments below if I'm wrong, but is this the first time that we have seen the Young Bucks corner Omega like this since AEW started, like they used to in his big New Japan main event matches? I think this may be the first time we've seen this in AEW. So like I said, the two of them had a 30-minute Iron Man match. They opened up by locking up. He traded strikes. Omega hit a Hurricane Rana and sent Pac to the floor. Omega hit a Terminator dive, then threw Pac back outside for a Kotaro Crusher and a near fall. Omega hit a Snapdragon suplex. He teased a V-trigger into the ropes. Pac rolled to the floor. Pac hit a moonsault press off the apron into a DDT on the floor. Pac hit an avalanche brainbuster, but couldn't follow up for the cover. Pac hit a missile dropkick for a 2 count. After a sequence of teases, Pac hit a slingshot cutter for another near fall. Pac used a chin lock. They traded strikes. Omega hit a pair of knee strikes and hit a tiger driver for a near fall. Omega tried a one-winged angel, but Pac blocked it. So Omega had to settle for a deadlift German for a 2. Where was I? Sorry, I read something in the chat and it got me confused. Omega then teased a top rope one-winged angel, and Pac reversed into a power bomb. Omega hit a snapdragon, only got a 2 off of it. Pac rolled to the outside. Omega went out after him. Pac used a chair on Omega at the 14-minute mark or so. Caused a disqualification. Omega gets a point. Bucks took the rest, so Pac continued using the chair in the ring. Pac hit the Black Arrow with about 13 minutes left or so. Tied it all up. Match continued to picture-in-picture as we went through the break. When we came back, Pac hit a Falcon Arrow off the apron to the floor as the referee and the ringside doctors attended to Omega. Pac hit a Woo drop kick, sending Omega to the referee, who took a bump on the floor and was basically knocked out. With the ref out, Pac sent Omega into a table on the outside. Pac hit a shooting star press from the top rope to the floor, through the table, barely got it. Like, Pac barely got, like, top of his chest up, hands down like this, landing on that freaking table. I'm like, whew. Pac got lucky that he was not slightly lower or slightly farther back and smacked his head first on that table. So Pac gets back into the ring. We get a referee in the ring. Referee starts counting. Gets up to 8. Omega slips back in right before the 2. So Pac tried a Black Arrow, but Omega got his knees up. Omega hit 2 V-triggers and used a Uranage backbreaker for a 2. Omega hit another V-trigger and went for the one-winged angel. Pac reversed it into a Poison Rana. Pac hit a swing DDT, then locked in a Brutalizer. Omega rolled through and Pac kept the hold applied. Omega finally forced the rope break though. Pac used a crucifix hold on the mat with under 2 minutes left. Omega refused to tap out, and the clock ran out to 0. Pac then hit the ref with the forearm shot. Justin Roberts would then announce that this match will continue under sudden death rules, with Aubrey Edwards running down to officiate the overtime. So right away, Omega runs at Pac and hits him with the V-trigger, hits a Kamigoye to the face, only gets a near fall. Then he hit the one-winged angel and picks up the victory. Kenny Omega defeats Pac in this 30-minute Iron Man match. So Kenny Omega disappears. During the picture-in-picture commercial break, we see Pac sauntering around ringside. He finally walks up to the stage where Tony Schiavone is waiting. After the break, Tony does the whole, "You just lost. What does it mean to come up short?" After attacking Omega's friends and stuff in the past, trying to get Omega's attention. Pac asked Tony Schiavone what he was trying to accomplish with this question. When then, out of nowhere, kind of randomly, as I would say, Orange Cassidy just saunters out. And he just walks out, and he takes off his sunglasses. Pac was like, looking at him like, "What the hell are you doing out here?" So he decks him with the forearm shot, knocks out Orange Cassidy, and he walks off. So in the back, Lexi Naylor tried to get a word with Chris Jericho in his locker room. And is this the first time we've seen the Inner Circle now referenced as the Painmaker Posse? Because I don't remember that at all. I don't remember at all hearing them called the Painmaker Posse. Is that their new name, or is that a name as well as the Inner Circle? I'm confused a little bit. Maybe a little more than a little bit. Jake Hager answers the door. He just stares at Lexi for a minute, stares into the camera, then the door shuts in her face. Cool. What did that accomplish? Nothing. Sorry about that. I hit the microphone. Next up, we got a 6-man tag team match. This was really fun. It was Jurassic Express against the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. So Jungle Boy came out firing, hitting a pair of topes. Luchasaurus hit a standing moonsault and looked better and more mobile than he has since coming back from his injury. He still looked a little stiff, but like I said, he did look better since coming back from said injury. Marco Stunt tried to dive, but he got caught and thrown into Jungle Boy. That was the turning point of this match. Santana Ortiz and Guevara worked over Stunt through the commercial break. Santana hit a cannonball in the corner. Guevara hit a springboard double stomp. Marco Stunt then made a hot tag to Jungle Boy. Guevara tried to use a loaded sock on Jungle Boy, but Darby Allin would appear out of nowhere, grab the sock. Jungle Boy would hit a Hurricane Rana and pin Sammy Guevara. Darby Allin, who Guevara will be facing this Saturday at Revolution, I guess you could say caused a distraction. He didn't really screw Sammy because he didn't touch him or anything, but he caused enough of a slight distraction, saving Jungle Boy to help Jurassic Express get the victory. After the match, Allen sent Guevara over the top rope with a backdrop, and the fans love Darby Allin. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think that of everybody that was not coming from a Ring of Honor or an Impact Wrestling or a WWE or even New Japan, Darby Allin is the best star that they've built up so far. He is the most popular guy that didn't come from a mainstream company, that wasn't signed to one of the big four. Like I said, WWE, Impact, ROH, or New Japan. So I feel like you can say that Darby Allin may be their first early success as far as them building somebody from almost nothing and bringing him up to a very well-loved fan favorite. We then got a really awesome hype video for Cody versus MJF. Didn't see them live on the show, either one. But we did get a just very well put together, what's it called? Video package. Thank you, Wayne Montgomery, for becoming a member subscriber at the donation tier level. I really do appreciate it. Every little bit does help. There was something in the chat I wanted to read. Now I can't find it. Give me 1 second. I want to try and find... There was a question that I wanted to read, and now I don't see it. Oh, here it is. George J. Cox says, a main event at the start of the show? Wow. So, as we've learned with AEW, at least for Dynamite, a lot of times, their big matches for the week open the show. It is a main event caliber match, but not put in the quote-unquote main event position, you can say. And we've seen it in NXT. We saw Adam Cole and Matt Riddle open the show. That's a main event any other day. So, I called it, and I didn't even say that this was a main event. I said this is a match that could main event any show. So I didn't even call this the main event, to be completely honest. Luke Paki with the Super Chat donation. Really do appreciate that. I will be doing Revolution predictions at the end of this review of Dynamite. So going forward, after the whole... Oh, actually, no, I skipped a whole match. My bad. Next up, we have the Best Friends against the Butcher and the Blade. Chucky T cut off the Butcher early and the Blade, who proceeded to work him over. Trent got a hot tag and brawled with the Blade on the floor, including hitting a spear. This built to a comedy spot in the ring where the Bunny was in there, Orange Cassidy was in there, and Orange Cassidy takes his... Well, first he blocks a low blow from the Bunny. Bunny then steals his sunglasses, puts them on. So what does Orange Cassidy do? He steals her ears, puts them on. He has hands in his pockets, and he then does a dive to the outside. The Bunny gets all kinds of mad because she lost her ears. It was all right. I thought it was a little funny. I think Allie, the Bunny, her facial expressions were really good here. And of course, well, we all know about Orange Cassidy. He doesn't show any facial expressions. So Cassidy hit a tope suicida on Butcher, allowing Trent and Chucky T to hit their version of the Strong Zero for the pin. I don't understand how this wasn't a disqualification with Orange Cassidy hitting a suicide dive, a tope suicida on the Butcher. I get it. If this was... I get it. You don't call it disqualification because him and the Bunny, they're not participants in the match. They're the cornermen, whatever you want to call them, the managers. But he outright, before the match ended, landed a move, attacked, hit one of the men on the opposing team. So in all retrospect, the Best Friends should have lost this match by disqualification when Orange Cassidy hit that tope suicida on the Butcher. Just saying, that's a very big drawback of AEW to me, is that they don't care about disqualifications. It's whatever you want to do, you can do. The damn inmates run the asylum. There's no rules in AEW. We've learned that already. So after the match, Tony Schiavone interviews Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Tony let everybody know that Orange Cassidy will be taking on Pac this coming weekend at Revolution. Taylor cut a promo said that if Pac thinks Orange Cassidy is a joke, the joke is on him, because this time, Orange Cassidy's going to try. Trent takes the mic and goes, yeah, Orange Cassidy's going to try. He's going to try. Well, we're not that sure because he hasn't told us if he's going to try, but we think he's going to try. And then Tony asked Orange Cassidy if he's going to try, and he gave him his little thumbs up. We then got a four-way women's match. It was Yuka Sakazaki, Sheena, Big Swole, and Hikaru Shida. A lot of creative things here for the whole three-way, four-way aspect of it. So Sakazaki broke up a triple threat, a triple test of strength. Everybody traded moves here early on. Big Swole got some shine with a flatliner, a high kick to Sheena, and a springboard cutter. Sakazaki then hit Hikaru Shida with a sliding lariat. Sheena hit Big Swole with the Angel's Wings and got a near fall off of it. The finish saw Hikaru Shida slam Sakazaki onto Big Swole. She then covered both of them for a near fall, and then hit a running knee to Big Swole for the pin. No. Not Sheena. I read that wrong. My bad. Hikaru Shida pinned Big Swole for the victory. I apologize. So Hikaru Shida picks up a victory. She moves one step closer up in the rankings to a championship match. On commentary, they put over that Cheetah will be looking closely at the winner of Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose this weekend at Revolution. Hopefully that match happens. Chris Statlander was supposed to be wrestling at the bar wrestling event tonight that Nick is actually at in Los Angeles. And, well, she pulled out because she's got the flu. So hopefully Chris Statlander is better by Saturday and they don't have to, I guess you can say, change or even pull the Women's World Championship match. So right now, we're wishing Chris Statlander all the best in getting over the flu. I don't know exactly when she, I guess you could say, first started having flu-like symptoms. I don't know how long she's had the flu. It had to have been for at least a week, no more than a week or so. I mean, because she was fine last week, but then this week she missed Dynamite. She wasn't at Dynamite, and she had to pull out of the bar event tonight. Emmanuel Flores says, when you streaming again on Twitch? Actually, not long after we're done here talking about Dynamite. Going to play some more Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If you guys want to watch me play some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order later on tonight after we're done talking some AEW Dynamite and bullshit and talk about anything else you want while we play the game, you can do so by heading over to twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. You can go over there anytime actually and make sure you hit that follow button. Once you hit the follow button over there on my Twitch channel, that will let you know when I'm live. So again, if you guys want to join me after I'm done here talking AEW Dynamite, not sure exactly how long after, maybe 20, 30 minutes after or so, you can head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, and watch me play some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Ask me anything you want in the live chat. I love interacting with the live chat over there while we screw around and play some games. So we got a Dark Order promo up next. Evil Uno, the Exalted One, is coming and has given his marching orders. He said the Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian are in for a rough night at Revolution. And Christopher Daniels will find out. What he will be soon. So at Revolution, on the pre-show, or as they call it, the buy-in, it will be the Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson taking on Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. He also said that, I think he said, that I think Evil Uno at one point did state that Daniels would be obsolete. Take that how you want. So Jim Ross did another one of his great sit-down interviews. This time it was with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, hyping up and talking about their title match this coming weekend at Revolution. I feel like I got something in my eye, but I don't know. Anyways, this was great. So Ross put over that the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world, then asked, well, why haven't you won gold yet? When technically they have won gold in AEW if you count the AAA World Tag Titles. They've won gold and they've lost gold in AEW, to be completely honest. Well, take that back. They didn't win the gold in AEW, the one that at a what's it called? AAA event. But since being in AEW, they've held tag team titles that they've defended. Yes, they lost, but they've still been champions since being in AEW. So, but I digress. Pronouns, pal. Omega interrupts before they could say anything and said the Bucks are the best, and that he and Page just kind of stumbled into this tag team partnership. Page, glass in hand, acted offended. Ross asked why he was fidgety, why he felt uncomfortable here. Page said, I'm fine, but the Bucks don't care about me. The Bucks said that they're taking the tag titles, and they'll all shake hands at the end, because friendship and the elite is bigger than a wrestling match. And Omega agrees, and then Page says, Page says, the elite? You guys still haven't listened to me from months ago when I said I wanted to leave the elite and be my own person. He said that he finally achieved something, and the Bucks just want to take it from him. The Bucks said that Page was a nobody and a jobber before they took him under their wing, before they put him in the Bullet Club, before they brought him into the elite. Page said, my drink is empty, I've had enough of this, and he left. Ross said that their match at Revolution will be personal. I guess. I liked the segment, though. I thought this was great. I loved the whole, all of a sudden, Nick out of nowhere, you were nothing before us. You were nothing before we brought you up into the elite. You were just a jobber in Ring of Honor. You were nothing before you were with us in the Bullet Club. I liked it. I loved it so much. Them bringing up the Bullet Club and them putting, Adam Page under their wing, even though that was a management decision, not them. Their decisions were bring in Cody, bring in Marty, bring in Adam Cole. But I digress. They still, had Page in Bullet Club with them. They took him under their wing. They brought him into their version, the elite, and we're off to the races. So I'd like this. I don't know what's going to happen. Betting odds do have the Young Bucks winning the championships. I don't think they win the titles, which I'll say in my predictions later. But we'll see. Maybe Hangman finally just blows up. Now here's one question. If Hangman finally has enough during the match and says fuck this and leaves Omega by himself, do the Bucks still face Omega 2-1? Or do they say, Kenny, we're not going to fight you 2-on-1? That's a good question. I just thought of that. Would be a very, very interesting scenario. Well, then next up, we've got the main event segment. It was the weigh-in for the main event of AEW Revolution between Jon Moxley, and Chris Jericho. But before that, we tell you about the sponsor of this video this week. This week's sponsor is 366. 366 is a fast-growing athletic apparel company that focuses on performance apparel for any occasion. They specialize in golf, workout, and casual athleisure apparel for both men and women. Customers can choose from multiple styles, colors, and sizes, from everything from performance jackets to innovative athletic polo shirts. With over 40 different products available, 366 adds new products every month. If you use the link in the description below, not only will you be supporting us here at PW Unlimited, but you will also get 10% off of your purchase and free shipping, again, when you use the link in the description below at 366. So head over to their website using the link in the description below. Check out the awesome stuff that they do have there. Like I stated, they specialize in golf, workout, and casual athleisure apparel for both men and women, and they're always adding new merchandise to their website every single month. So like I stated, the main event segment here was Kenny Omega. No, why do I keep saying Kenny Omega? I'm thinking of that last segment still. Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. Tony Schiavone was in the ring with some photographers and official weight guys, I don't know what you would call them, official weighers. And he brings out Gary Michael Capetta as the special guest ring announcer for the weigh-in. Moxley entered first. Jericho entered second with the Inner Circle. Again, calling them the Painmaker Posse, and they were all wearing special tracksuits, kind of like Cody and the Nightmare family wears. So Capetta asked Jericho to step on the scale first. Jericho said Capetta was a weird little man, and by judging by his technique, no wonder WCW went out of business. Jericho said, the champ goes last. So Moxley gets on the scale, weighs in at 234 pounds. I don't think Mox is that big. Maybe 220, maybe 215. I don't think he's 234. So Jericho made a big show out of getting on the scale. First, he takes off his belt. Then he goes to get on the scale and says, no, wait. Steps off, takes off his glasses. Goes to get on the scale, no, wait. Takes off his bandana. Goes to get on the scale again, no, wait. Takes off his jacket. He's stalling. Moxley finally just hits him with the headbutt that hit him so hard that Jericho was busted open right here at the top of his nose. Had to get 7 stitches. Inner Circle went after Moxley. Dustin Rhodes would run down to make the save and took out Jake Hager, and they all brawled. Darby Allin would then come down. Sammy Guevara broke his skateboard over his head. The brawl came down to Jericho and Moxley. Jericho hit a low blow and a Judas effect, and then the paradigm shift on Moxley on the scale, leaving Moxley laid out. The show then ended with Jericho standing over the fallen Jon Moxley, raising his belt high above his head. And that was Dynamite, the go-home show for this weekend's AEW Revolution. Luke McKee with a super chat donation. Really appreciate that. He says AEW needs to have a working relationship with New Japan instead of signing their talent. Well, here's the thing. New Japan don't want to work with them just as much as so New Japan wants nothing to do with AEW, basically. New Japan wants nothing to do with Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks want nothing to do with them. New Japan is still mad that Kenny Omega decided to leave the company. And not just leave the company, but he made this decision as their world champion. And that's one of the things that really upset them. That as their champion, with them saying, you're our guy. You're our number one guy. They're still mad that even with them saying that, even with them, doing all of that, he still said, yeah, but it's not what I want. I'm going to go somewhere else. Because to be honest, if he would have never left, Tanahashi would have never won the title. Jay White would have never won the title. The plan was always for Kenny Omega to defeat Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. He would then hold that title till April, where he would main event G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden against Okada, with Okada winning the title. Possibly. Now, if we get there and they say Omega's going to win the title, Omega wins the title. But the plan, when they first announced G1 Supercard, the plan was to main event that show with Okada Omega. Because it had never been done in America. And they felt that was the biggest stage that New Japan had to do that match. They've done Okada Cody. They've done Omega Cody. They've done Okada in tag team matches in America. But they never had that big, this is our best match we can put on in America or anywhere match. And they wanted it to be Omega Okada. But when Omega left, when Omega made that decision before his contract expired, before he lost the title, when he made that decision to leave. They got mad. And so that's what happened. But with that, now it's time for some predictions. It's time for some AEW Dynamite predictions. Got the full card right here. Let's bring this up. So first off, on the pre-show, do have SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. And this is a toughie, but I think I'm gonna go with the Dark Order on this one. I'm just gonna go Dark Order. Next up, we do have Pac taking on Orange Cassidy. I have no clue how this match is gonna go at all, but I'm going Pac picks up the victory. Next up, Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. I feel Darby Allin, he's on a roll right now. Give him the win. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes is next. And I think everyone's expecting Dustin. So why not have Jake Hager pick up a victory? It's his first match in All Elite Wrestling. Why not have him win? So I'm going Jake Hager. Everyone's going to be shocked on that one. It's going to be the big heel win that you don't want. Well, actually, no. Because there's going to be an even bigger heel win that you don't want when MJF defeats Cody. Yep, I said it. MJF defeating Cody. Because the way Cody likes to think of things, Cody likes to think of the future before the present. And if he puts over MJF, that is basically him endorsing MJF as a top star. Even though we already know that he's a top star in AEW. But if MJF picks up a victory over Cody, A, it's going to make him an even bigger heel. It's going to make him a bigger star. And it's going to say, hey, what else can MJF do if he beat the big babyface Cody? In the first of 3 title matches with the AEW Women's World Championship on the line, Nyla Rose defending against Chris Statlander. I'm going to pick Nyla Rose retaining her championship. I think she just won the belt. It's her first defense. She's got to keep it. Next up with the AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defending against the Young Bucks. And this one I'm torn because I can see this going either way easily. You got Kenny Omega and Page doing their whole, we're not a real team, but we work well together and win. But you can also do the whole thing where Page says, screw it, and the Young Bucks win. Page says, screw it, I'm not going to help Kenny. I'm going to let him get beat. There you go. But if I have to make a choice, I'm going to have to go Young Bucks for the simple fact that I think something in this match leads to the Young Bucks winning, Hangman Page getting super pissed off, starting that singles feud with Omega, going into Double or Nothing. And finally, the AEW World Championship on the line, Chris Jericho defending against Jon Moxley. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jericho retains. Somehow, here's my full prediction. Jericho retains. Somehow Moxley gets another shot. Double or Nothing, Moxley wins the belt. That's my prediction. At Revolution, last thing we see, Jericho in the inner circle, standing tall at the top of the ramp, still with that AEW World title. I think you build Jericho up big, big, big with this win. You make everybody think that who's left to beat, who can beat Jericho? Well, Moxley somehow gets another shot. I don't know how, but he somehow does. And then he won by one. Because what I wanted to see, which they kind of started to do but didn't do, was the 1-by-1 take out every member of the inner circle. So that way when you get to the pay-per-view, Jericho doesn't even have people to help him. Because all his guys are hurt, out, gone. So maybe you can do that leading into Double or Nothing. But with that, those are my predictions for AEW Revolution coming up this Saturday, live on pay-per-view, Bleacher Report Live, and Fight TV outside of the United States from Chicago, Illinois. We will be doing a live post-show, live review for AEW Dynamite AEW Revolution once that show is over on Saturday. So remember to come here after the show for everything AEW Revolution. And with that, that's going to do it for this. We do have one text message here I want to read. This person does state, if Moxley wins at Revolution, what do you see Jericho doing next since he's been a world champ so long, almost a year? Well, I told you what my prediction is. Well, I don't see Jon Moxley winning just yet. So with that, I want to thank everybody who did join me here live to talk about this week's AEW Dynamite. I want to thank everybody who watches later right here on YouTube and listens on podcast services all around the world. Also, in roughly 30-ish minutes or so, I will be live on twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy if you want to watch me play some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and just shoot the shit. You guys can talk to me about anything you want in the live chat. And if you go over there and I'm not live yet, well, remember to hit that follow button. That way it will tell you when I do go live. Have a good night, guys. I'll either see you later or in just a little bit.